Hi, my name is Crystal. I'm a rising junior at Lowell High School and am a 10-year member of the Excelsior Boys and Girls Club. My pronouns are she, her. So today you'll be listening to a segment of my podcast called Teen Click. The episode is Born This Way. You can find it on SoundCloud. So the inspiration for using the podcast as my medium came from basically just me already doing that. I felt like it would be the easiest thing just to use something I was already using. The purpose of this podcast, it was to educate the listeners about LGBTQ plus, like, history, icons, and just information about, like, issues and stuff. I hope you enjoy the podcast. So now that we're wrapped up with that, we are going to move on to how to be an ally, which is my part. So what is it? So I'm going to ask everyone, what do you think it means to be an ally?
What I think it means to be an ally is just to support the LGBTQ community and help them get their rights, because they don't have a lot of rights. And yeah.
To me, being an ally is showing your full support to the community, no matter what, and always listening to them when they speak, and always, backing up whatever they say, and never, speaking over them, and kind of just fighting with them, not for them,
So, I feel, a lot of you already know, but I have an uncle, he's gay, and a lot of my family members aren't super accepting, but I've helped, like, for example, some of my uncles and, like, my aunts aren't accepting of him, but I've tried to teach them how to be more accepting to him, and I always encourage my uncle to not be scared for who he is, because for a while, he kind of, like, hid it from me and my brother that he was LGBTQ because he was scared we were going to be homophobic, but guess what? We're not, and till this day, I will do whatever I can to stop my family from being homophobic towards him, because I know my uncle loves my family a lot, but my family still needs to learn a lot about to not be homophobic and to be more accepting of their brother and, their brother-in-law and all of that.
Yeah.
I love you, Uncle.
I completely agree with everybody that said something before. I think being an ally means knowing when to step up for the other people, but also knowing when to step down and not take up the space when it's time for them to get up and say something that matters to them. So I think, like, during Pride Month, for example, an ally wouldn't be like, oh, look, like, I'm an ally, because an ally could be an ally for the rest of the year. It's just 1 month that LGBTQ plus community could, do themselves. They could do themselves whenever, but it's just a dedicated month. So being an ally at that time would mean that you're stepping down. But other times, like Melissa said, is when you're stepping up to say, hey, so what? Like, it's okay to be a part of that, and having their back.
Mm-hmm. So how can we be an ally? So number one, educate. You have to learn about the range of sexualities, such as pansexual, asexual, queer. Be open-minded. People are going to have different opinions than you, and they're going to, I guess, define something different than you. 2, small gestures. Go to a parade.
Yay! That's always fun.
Yes.
Unless you don't like people like me.
Be inclusive. Invite people to go somewhere, so they don't feel like an outcast. Hang a rainbow flag.
Yay!
Always a nice gesture. Show people that there are people who support the LGBTQ plus community.
Can I add
Yes,
something?
yes.
Tell your friends that, it doesn't matter. That's what I say to all my friends. Like, even, like, my friends that are gay, like, I've been out before them, and when they come out to me, I just go, okay, like, you're still the same person. I was like, oh, I'll tell them, like, okay, well, I'm proud of you, welcome home, but, okay. So, remind your friends that they're still the same person. You know, you remind your friend that they are, you know, still the same friend and that you'll always be there for them.
Yeah, that goes on to my next point. Don't treat them differently after they've come out to you.
Literally.
Yep.
If you treat them if you treat them differently, it's going to be like, okay, it's like of course it's a big thing, but it shouldn't affect the way you view someone.
Please don't do anything very microaggression. Like, don't say something like, if you're a girl and like when your girlfriends come out to you, if you're a guy and your guy friend come out to you, don't be like, okay, well, just don't have a crush on me, please, for the love of God.
So annoying.
Do not say that.
Right.
Don't say it. I feel like y'all forget that people have standards. Please don't ever say that. It's
People have
boys in
types.
my school.
Come
it's
on.
so it's
And
annoying.
then they get mad when they're like, "Oh, I wouldn't," and they're like, "Why not?"
yeah, like what?
Right. Well, it's like you're telling us not to not to have a crush on you, but then you get offended when we don't.
So now you're wondering why I don't like you, sir? That makes no sense.
Hello.
But yeah, please don't.
Hi, I am Paulina. You can call me Pal for short. I go by she, her, hers. I am 18 years old and I just graduated high school this past week. And I made this piece on the perspective of a person. For example, where this idea came to me is I had no idea what I was going to do for this piece at all. I had no idea. They gave me so many times, so many ideas, and I just couldn't figure out what to do. And I went back to my roots. And even though it is something that I don't like to talk about, I did come from a primarily Catholic household. And I remember going into church and I remember seeing these beautiful stained glass windows that used to project light and create a whole different image on the floors of the church and all these other like exquisite images. And that is what I decided to base my piece off of. So as you can see, you can't see it in the photo, but if you shine light through the hands, you will be able to see that it does create another image. And that is what I wanted to perceive. In this, I wanted to talk about how everybody is the same. Whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, pansexual, asexual, it doesn't matter. And that is exactly what I wanted to show. No matter your race, no matter your gender identity, no matter your pronouns, no matter nothing, you're all human. You're all the same person inside and out. You have a breathing heart, you have breathing lungs, a beating heart, and a thinking mind. And everybody can say that they were at least born with that, or born with something like that was able to give them a form of life just like everybody else. And I don't think it's fair that some people should be categorized differently based on the color of their skin, when in reality we're all the same person. We all come from a mother. We all come out, we all become people. Whether or not we decide to do what our parents decide for us to do, whether we do what people think would be better for us, we are all the same people. And that is exactly what I wanted to show in this. I wanted to show how you can look at an image and you can see, oh, that's beautiful, that's cool, and you can look right past it. But like the stained glass windows in my church in the early mornings of 8 o'clock masses, if you shine just a little bit of light on those pictures and you look a little closely, they represent a whole different image and a whole different background. If you just show those little small things a little bit of love, they can become a whole different perspective for you. And that's exactly what I wanted to show, because just like stained glass windows, we also have different perspectives, and we can become better people and bigger pictures if we're just shown a little light on. Thank you.